Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey guys, 3D Crypto here. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be speaking about the migration of the Manor farm, which is an amazing project from the Drip community developers, and the migration from layer 1 to layer 2. So I've done some previous videos regarding layer 1 and when the REV pre-sale happened and when the supply for the REV token was used for farming. That lasted for approximately 14 days, and now we're in the period of where the transition begins to layer 2. So I know a lot of my subscribers have reached out to me and asked questions regarding how is this migration going to work and what is the benefit of the Manor farm turning into the animal farm. So I'm going to get into that today. So firstly, this is the Manor farm. So the Manor farm was layer 1. The animal farm will be layer 2. And just before we start anything, let me go and hit you with some numbers. So the total value locked within the Manor farm is over $74 million. The token price is $138. The REV token price is $138. To put this into context, the lead dev for the Manor farm and Drip Forex Shark, he predicted that the TVL for REV and the Manor farm layer 1 will be around about the $50 million mark. We are now on course to double that. So by the time layer 1 ends, we're on course to hit $100 million in TVL, which shows you the assumptions and the predictions the dev team made after they had worked on this, and the community has just taken the whole project to a whole different level with the amount of interest in the project. So quickly, layer 1 was where you could go ahead and get some REV tokens. Those REV tokens will be used to buy the layer 2 tokens, which are the dogs and the pigs, which I'll explain to you guys in more detail in a bit. But the first thing was, when people got REV tokens, is that they could get these REV tokens, pair them up with WBNB or BUSD, or come into any of these farms like WBNB and BUSD, USD, BUSD, or what you could do is you go over to the pools, and the pools, you go in single staking pools like BUSD, Ethereum, Cake, Bitcoin, WBNB, and then you can go ahead and earn yield. So for example, you can see I'm in the WBNB pool, I'm earning REV, and then when you earn that REV, what you would do is you would put it in the safe house, and the safe house would emit BUSD as a yield. And it was doing that for the past 14 days, and there was $500,000 BUSD to distribute. There's about $140,000 left. So by the time layer 2 begins, the layer 1 BUSD liquidity will be distributed to everyone in the safe house. So obviously, the more REV you have, the bigger your stake of that BUSD. And the whole point of layer 1 was for people to accumulate as much REV token as possible. The reason for that is because once layer 2 begins, the REV tokens can be exchanged for dogs and pigs, or which are the layer 2 tokens, at a 20% discount. So rather than buying on a pre-sale or buying on the open market, which you'll still be able to if you didn't get REV tokens, but if you did get REV, a lot of people held on to them. I would say above 90% of people, whatever REV they had, they held on to it. They did not sell their REV. This price, look, you can see the price is $145. This started out around about the $6-7 mark. It jumped up crazy prices like $250, and then a lot of people, some people that didn't understand the platform, they didn't understand the concept of REV, they went ahead and sold their tokens. Well, those people are now are going to be thinking that was a big mistake. Why? Because not only is the price almost back to those highs of $200, you've got to bear in mind, if you use those REV tokens to buy the dog and pig layer 2 tokens, you will get them with a 20% discount. So what this 20% discount means is now your REV tokens, which potentially could be worth $200, will now be worth $240. Because obviously, of the 20% discount you're going to get on the layer 2 tokens, your buying power increases by 20%. So whoever's got REV tokens, don't sell. Definitely do not sell at the moment, because I'm going to go into more details regarding what's going to happen during the migration phase and what is planned for the migration phase is going to increase the price even further. So at the moment, you can get REV in one of two ways. You can either go on an exchange like PancakeSwap and you can go ahead and buy REV tokens, and you can see the REV price is just going crazy, or you can farm the REV token. So you can go into any of these pools, any of these farms, and you will go ahead and you will get REV token as a yield. Right, so now I'm going to go through what you do with these REV tokens. So the drip community, the community down in the Telegram make lots of good things to share, and one of this is basically a flow of how this whole system works. So layer 1 was the Manor farm and the drip BUSD garden. The drip BUSD garden will continue, and the drip liberation contract will continue as a separate entity, but the layer 1 farms will stop and layer 2 begins. So if I go through the exact dates, so starting January the 18th, Tuesday 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Manor farm REV emissions will stop and a 48-hour countdown will start, allowing people to remove liquidity pairs and will allow you to buy REV from PancakeSwap. So what that means is on Tuesday at 11 a.m. the REV token stops becoming an inflationary asset because you can't mint anymore. The only way you can get it is by going to PancakeSwap and buying it. So you can imagine in that 48-hour period where you can only get REV from PancakeSwap, where do you think this price is going to go? When you can't mint any more REV, you can only buy REV. So bear that in mind. And then what that 48-hour period allows you to do is if you're in any of these farms or pools, you can basically go ahead and take out your assets. So for example, if you're in, I'm in the BUSD pool, I've got almost $5,000 here. I can go ahead once the emissions stop, so no more REV will be earned from Tuesday 11 a.m. on the 18th of January. So there's no point in me keeping the BUSD in here. I can go ahead, remove my BUSD. I've taken my BUSD out. I can go over to PancakeSwap and buy more REV. Because the aim of layer 1 is to go ahead and collect as many REV tokens as possible. Layer 1 is almost like a liquidity drive. It's basically a way for everyone to get these tokens ready for layer 2. Right, so now that we've stopped the emissions and we've got this 48-hour countdown, this is allowing people to get as much REV as possible. And then on January 20th, 2 days later, the team behind Animal Farm will remove liquidity from the REV pool. So REV will now be worthless on an exchange. The only use case for REV now is it will allow the holders to go ahead and swap your REV for a PDOG and PPIG tokens. P stands for pre-sale, which are basically placeholder tokens. There's no max allocation, and you will get a 20% better rate than if you were to go in with BUSD. REV will no longer be tradable and be only used as a pre-sale token. Now, how this transfer works is there will be a section on the website, and it will tell you, for example, you've got X amount of REV, and you can exchange it for X amount dollar value wise for dog and pig tokens in for layer 2. But bear in mind, you're going to get it at a 20% better rate. So for example, if you had $500 in REV tokens at the end of the 48-hour countdown, you'll be able to swap for $300 worth of pigs and $300 worth of P-Dogs for a total value of $600. Reason for that is $500 plus 20% is $600. So just from that, you can see that you've got this advantage over everyone else. So the main aim is to get as many REV tokens ready for January the 20th and change them for P-Pigs and P-Dog tokens. You'll get them in equal amounts, dogs and pigs, at a fixed price. It's not first come, first serve. Everyone will get the same rate. Then on January the 25th, there will be a BUSD race. It's going to be a very, very small allocation for anyone that missed out on getting REV tokens. The allocation is going to be so small. The lead dev has said on numerous occasions that a lot of people will miss out. So if you're watching this video and thinking, I'll get in on the BUSD raise and I'll get it for 10% under listing. So it won't be 20% under listing as you will do with the REV tokens. It will be 10% under listing. But if you think you're going to be able to get in, it's going to be very difficult. So it's essentially going to be a public sale for people who are not in REV and just want to buy more. Then on January the 27th, that's when the animal farm launches for real. That's when you're going to be able to swap your P-Pig and P-Dog tokens for the actual dog and pig token. So there will be again a section on the website, on the animal farm website, where it will say, where it says P-Rev here, it will say P-Dogs and then regular dogs, and then you can just change over your assets, and then you've got dogs and pigs. And when the animal farm launches, I'm going to throw some numbers at you. If there's $100 million in liquidity from layer 1, 60 million of that, 60% of that will be paid out to people in the pigs governance pool as BUSD. And it's going to happen over the first 50 to 60 days. And you need to stake your pigs in the pig governance pool to be eligible. You can't just hold them in your wallet. The remaining 40%, which in theory could be $40 million, will buy back pig and dog tokens, and it creates the starting liquidity for those tokens. Bear in mind, do not compare the layer 1 Rev Safehouse BUSD payouts with the L2 staked payouts. So don't compare. If you're in layer 1, do not compare the earnings or the yield you're getting from the Rev Safehouse, the BUSD emissions. Do not think that's what you're going to get in the pig tokens safe house, or the pig pen, or the pig palace, or it may be called, on layer 2. So don't compare that. The payouts for the layer 2 BUSD for pigs are going to be a lot larger than L1. L1 only had $500,000 paying out to everyone. L2 will have tens of millions of dollars, meaning the payouts will be likely around 20 to 40x of what you're getting at the moment. So if you're getting, for example, $10 at the moment, you can expect to get 40 times more if you're in the pig pen. So bear that in mind. So a lot of questions have been asked regarding layer 2. That's how you migrate. But what's going to be in layer 2? What's going to be in the layer 2 for Animal Farm? It's going to be the same pools you see here. Obviously, there'll be no Rev pools, but there will be pools and the same farms. Where you've got the Rev Safe House, you're going to have the pig pen or the pig palace. The lead dev Forex hasn't decided what they're going to call it, but it's basically the governance token pool. So the pigs are the governance token pool. The more pigs you have, a bigger share of the farm you own. The bigger share of the farm you own, the more BUSD you get in return. The only way to get pig tokens is going to be on the open market, by buying them or by farming them. And you're only going to be able to farm them using your dog tokens. So the dog tokens are the native farming tokens. So you've got Rev is going to be tended to pigs and dogs. Pigs are the governance tokens, and they can be earned using dogs. So what farms will earn you dogs? So farm-wise, if we go over to farms, there's not going to be a Rev WBNB. There'll be a dog WBNB. There'll be a dog BUSD. Drip BUSD will obviously stay because Drip BUSD, everything is from the Drip community, so it supports the Drip ecosystem. So Drip BUSD will yield you dog tokens, and then there will be a single staking dogs pool, which will earn you pigs. Everything else, USD, BUSD, USD, BUSD, DAI, all these other farms, they will yield you dogs. So to put it simply, to get pigs, you need dogs. And then once you have the pig tokens, you don't sell them, you go ahead and you stake them in the pig governance pool, which will yield you the BUSD. So previous farms give you reward tokens, and those reward tokens are sold on the open market, and then eventually the price of the reward token crashes and it's the end of the farm. This platform is so different, it's so innovative, it's got so many features that if I started going through them now, there's so many, but I will give you the main ones. Number one is you've got use case for the dog and pig tokens. People that have dog tokens can get more pig tokens. The more pig tokens you have, the larger your share of ownership in the animal farm, the more BUSD you get in return without selling the underlying asset. So that the pig tokens, you don't have to sell them, you just stake them. So they could appreciate in value. For example, look at the REV token. I'm earning BUSD, but I've still got my REV tokens. You can see here 487 REV tokens worth just over $70,000. I'm earning on them right now, but I still have the underlying asset. I've still got that. I can earn, and I've still got my underlying asset. So if I wanted to sell, if an emergency came up and I had to sell, I could still go ahead and sell these. I'm not just selling them once and not getting anything back ever again. If I stake them, I still have the underlying asset and I'm earning off them. And that is the power of the pig token. So you need the pig tokens. But you don't just get, for example, 500 pig tokens and say, all right, that's enough. That's all I need. Because other people will accumulate larger amounts of pig tokens. They will put them in the pig governance pool, and they will have an increased ownership percentage of the farm, and they're going to be earning more BUSD than you. So the aim of the game is to get as many pig tokens as possible, and the best way to get pig tokens is to farm them using the dog tokens. So the dog tokens, again, are going to be something very important because they're the only tokens apart from drip.BUSD that you should use, that you can use to get pig tokens. So you need the dog tokens, the native tokens to get the pig tokens. You need the pig tokens to get the largest amount of ownership to give you the largest return. So that is use case for the dog and pig tokens. It means those two tokens, in theory, if you hold them, you should never sell them because they bring you more yield than by holding them than by simply selling them. The second big innovation the animal farm has is that it has a dynamic emission rate. So the dev team behind this have looked at the pig governance pool, and they look at the demand for the pig token, the demand for the dog token. If the demand's high, the emissions slow down a little bit. The emissions slow down, so it gives everyone a chance to earn. It gives everyone a chance to fulfill their demand. If the demand slows down for the dogs and the pigs, then the emission rate increases to incentivize more people to get in. So it's a sliding emission yield. It's never been done before, so it will be amazing to see this happening. So everything that's happening in this farm is brand new. Being in this farm gives you that first mover advantage because no one else is going to be in it. And having REV gives you the first movers advantage because you're in before anyone else. These REV tokens are pretty much, or these REV tokens you hold now are pig and dog tokens at a 20% better rate than anyone else. So that is kind of the aim of the animal farm. The animal farm, I like to look at it as almost a stock, a dividend stock. So the pigs and the dogs are dividend stocks. The dog token gives you pig dividends, and the pig stock gives you BUSD dividends. But at the same time, you still have your underlying asset of dogs and pigs. You can sell them whenever you want, but to bear in mind, once you sell them, you can no longer earn using them. So the aim of the game is accumulate as much REV as possible, accumulate as much dogs as possible through the regular farms, through like regular yield farming and the pools. And then once you've got your dog tokens, you pair them up with certain assets and get pig tokens, and you just keep increasing your ownership in the pig pen. For the time being, the best thing to do is just collect as much REV as possible. You've got until Tuesday, so another 24 hours before the emission stops. So if you've got any assets, crypto assets on the Binance Smart Chain, definitely get them and put them into one of these farms and just earn REV, even if it's 1 or 2 REVs. Just get some REV tokens. Buy some REV tokens. If you've got BUSD lying around, go ahead on the exchange, buy some BUSD. Buy it now. Don't wait for the emissions to stop, because once the emissions stop, what's going to happen is, I can tell you right now what's going to happen. People are going to go to their farms. They're going to go ahead and break these pairs of liquidity tokens, so REV BUSD, REV WBNB. They'll hold on to the REV, and the WBNB, they'll just go onto PancakeSwap and buy REV with it. And they've got these REV tokens. So this price is going to skyrocket. As soon as the emissions stop, this price is going to go up. So if you haven't got REV tokens, now is the best possible time to go ahead and buy some REV tokens. So then, yeah, buy REV tokens, on January the 20th, change them for the P-Pig and the P-Dog tokens. If you want to get into the BUSD pre-sale on the 25th, go ahead, but chances of you getting anything is going to be very, very small. And then you just wait until January the 27th. The animal farm will launch for real. You'll get a half an hour period where you can put your dogs and pigs into the pools you want to put them in. You can put your crypto into the pools you want to put them in. And then half an hour later, the emissions will start. And then, yeah, we're off to the races. The animal farm will be up and running, a self-sustainable farm, and it will just run indefinitely from there on. In terms of exact timings for the pre-sale on the 25th, and more information about when swapping of tokens is going to go live, your best course of action is to join the Animal Farm Telegram. I will leave a link down below. Definitely go ahead and join that, and also join the Drip community Telegram. All the latest information is going to be there. Times, countdowns. Forex will put all the countdowns in this group. Definitely go ahead and check out the Drip community Telegram. The Drip community and the Animal Farm are one and the same. So obviously go ahead and check out the Telegram. And obviously bear in mind, everything that the Manor Farm and the Animal Farm is doing is helping the price of the underlying asset, which is Drip. Drip is the main thing, the backbone of this whole ecosystem. You can see here the Drip price is at 0.139 BNB, around about the $65 mark, and that is to be expected. The amount of hype around the Manor Farm, it's expected that a lot of people are maybe claiming and selling their Drip to get more REV tokens. So once the Manor Farm launches, me personally, I think once we hit January 27th and everyone's into the Animal Farm and they're farming, we're going to pivot back and concentrate on Drip again, and the price is going to scale upwards once more. So don't be surprised if you see Drip back up $100 and these tokens at $200-300, the dog and pig tokens. But to be honest, the dog and pig tokens, you don't really need to worry about price, because you're using them ultimately just to hold and farm with. That is it. So pig tokens could go to $1,000 per token, but if it's giving you BUSD, why not take that BUSD? You already know there's going to be tens of millions of dollars that are going to flow in to the pig governance pool token. So from L1, so it makes no sense selling REV, pig, or dogs at the moment. It makes no sense selling them full stop. But for the first 50-60 days, all the money you've put in to L1, you're going to get it paid back. It's almost like a cashback in the pig governance pools by staking in them. So when you get your pigs and dogs, don't just leave them in your wallet and wait for the price to accumulate. Put them to work, put them in these farms, put them in these pools. The reason is you're going to be earning off them. So it just makes common sense that, yeah, definitely get into these pools. And obviously, as I said, you can, you will be able to go ahead and with Drip and BUSD, get dog tokens and get pig tokens. So the Drip Garden and the Drip Liberation contract will continue running. This is a whole separate entity within the ecosystem. It is not going to be affected by the layer 2 migration. If you want to know more about Drip Garden, Drip Liberation, definitely go ahead and check out my previous videos. You can see here I've got a ton of videos about Drip. I've been in Drip since day one. Since the actual launch of Drip. I've been in this platform. I think it was 8 months ago. We started Drip, and the faucet went live. Put the video up, and it just went crazy ever since then. But yeah, I've spoken about Drip, the faucet. I've got a video here about the Manor Farm. I've got videos about the Drip Garden. So obviously, if you want to know more about the Drip Garden, click on that video. You can see even 6 months ago, I predicted Drip was going to $100 and beyond, and we hit the $100 mark. But at that time, there was no inclination we were going to have the Manor Farm or anything like that. As I said, the attention has been diverted towards the Manor Farm by the community, but it's only a short-term thing. We are going to divert back to Drip because the Animal Farm will just continue running itself. And the great thing about the Animal Farm and the Drip network is it does not care what crypto is doing. You can see Bitcoin's down 2%, Ethereum's down, BNB's down 6%. It does not care. It is Drip number one has almost decoupled itself from BNB. It's more linked with BUSD than BNB, and the animal farm is a beast in itself. So I'm going to do more follow-up videos once the actual animal farm goes live. I may do a video in between just to show you guys how you actually go ahead and swap your REV tokens for P-Pig and P-Dog tokens. But if you want to take anything from today's video, it's very simple. Accumulate as much REV as possible and do it now. If you're going to buy it off PancakeSwap, buy it now, because in 24 hours time, when the emissions stop, people are just going to go ahead and pull the liquidity tokens, keep the REV side of a liquidity token, and sell the BUSD or the BNB side of it for more REV, and the price is going to rocket up. So your best course of action is to go ahead and get your REV tokens now. And even in the next 24 hours, if you want to farm, go into the farms. I will leave all the links down below. Farm some REV. Even if it's 5 REV, 10 REV, you can farm in the next 24 hours. Go ahead and do it if you already haven't. Get your REV, and then just get ready to be kind of in the greatest farm of all time. Greatest thing about this is having those pig tokens gives you ownership of the farm, gives you governance of the farm. So you basically become the owners of the farm, and the bigger your share of ownership, the bigger your yield. So guys, that's it for the L1 to L2 migration for Animal Farm. Any questions, any comments, please do leave them down below. Anything you want to ask me about strategy or any strategies you suggest, again, please do leave them down below. I'll be very, very interested to hear about your thoughts. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of my latest content. Please do share this video far and wide. The more people that have eyes on Drip, have more eyes on the animal farm, the more we all succeed. The dev team and the marketing team for Drip and the animal farm are doing mainstream promotion on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Chinese crypto tracking websites, big YouTubers, podcasts, you name it, they're doing it. So they're doing everything in the correct way, and the only thing you guys have got to do is participate, and you'll win. As I said, 8 months ago, I spoke about Drip. Anyone that got in 8 months ago, I can guarantee you right now that they are making very, very good returns. And I'm going to say the same thing to you. If you get into the animal farm 8 months from now, you're going to make very, very, very good returns. So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I always say you work hard for your crypto, make that crypto work hard for you. And that's exactly what you're doing now. You're going to take these REV tokens, turn them into dog and pig tokens, and you're going to make your crypto work hard for you. You're going to go and get the yield you deserve. You're going to get the returns you deserve. So guys, that's it for today's video. Till next time, take care.